can feel it down in my plums. When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in.
Welcome back to Let the Boys Watch, an entertainment podcast brought to you by Cohen. Great Productions. I'm one of your co-hosts. My name is Robbie. And football's back, baby. This week we threw up a poll with 3 football movies, and the winner was the 2004 sports movie Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights was written by David Cohen and Peter Berg, directed by Peter Berg, and based off the book by the same name by Buzz Bissinger. Friday Night Lights stars Billy Bob Thornton, Lucas Black, Garrett Hedlund, Derek Luke, Jay Hernandez, Lee Jackson, Lee Young, Tim McGraw, and Connie Britton. Alongside me is the Cuz. And they say, if you want to win, put the Cuz in. Cousin Benny. How we doing?
Doing good. Got my knee wrapped up, and I'm ready to come in. Second half.
Good. Let booby spin. Let the Cuz spin. And alongside the Cuz and I, good friend, co-host, and our head coach, Ryan. How we doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing good.
I just
Feeling
have
good.
one
Halftime speech
question.
was good.
What is wrong with you?
Let's play some
A
football.
lot.
Come on. Let's play football.
A lot.
Yeah, like Robbie said, this is Let the Boys Watch, and it's football week. We're excited. We wanted to watch some football movies and put it up for a vote, and Friday Night Lights won. So if you want to get involved with this conversation, next week's conversation, whenever, send us an email, follow us on Instagram, all in the show notes. Benny, tell them where else they can get involved.
Follow us on YouTube at Let the Boys Watch. Give us a subscribe there. You'll never miss an episode. You'll see our beautiful faces. You can comment. We'd love to get some more engagement there. It is steadily trending upwards with our followers. So we'd love for you to come join the party on YouTube. Stonks.
Only go up. So Friday Night Lights, did we all see this movie previously? No.
I have
Nice.
not.
The Usual Suspect.
Yeah.
So, Benny, any thoughts going into this? I'm sure you've at least heard of it. There was a long-running TV show. So, what do you got? What were you thinking about going into this movie?
Yeah, I thought this was a movie about a dog that was walking around under the lights on Friday night and bit somebody, and they only had 24 hours to live. No, I knew it was a high school football movie. I mean, I have some hot takes on college and high school sports that, I don't know, maybe I'll get into later. So I wasn't actually too thrilled to watch this one or really any of the 3 movies that we had up there this week, but I knew it was a classic. I knew some people liked it. So I tried to go in with an open mind. And, I was in the mood. We're doing some fantasy drafts. I was in the football mood this week. So, I'll leave it at that.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Robbie, how long has it been since you've seen this movie? And, what's your experience with it in the past?
Probably a decade, as they say. It's been a long time since I watched this movie.
The Sade?
Yeah, Sade. I wish Sade was here, please. Yeah, it's been a bit. I remember it came out obviously after I graduated high school. I think that I would be, I think this would have been a movie that I would have watched maybe, I don't know, before every game, but definitely when I was playing football, it would be a movie I watched, prior to a few Saturday football games. When I was coaching as a young football assistant at a high school, I remember watching this a couple of times before a few games. So I do enjoy this movie. I definitely think it's on the Mount Rushmore of sports movies for me. I think it's the best football movie for me. I was kind of nervous going into it, thinking that maybe it's going to be corny. There is some corny parts, right? Like the cheerleaders pushing the running back, or some of the like dumb spitting the blood out, or the photographer getting run over and bleeding. Like that was kind of stupid, but I get it. But I don't know. I thought this movie was directed great. I mean, I get into my overall thoughts and impressions, but I was excited to watch it because I haven't watched it in a while. And I knew how much I really enjoyed it. So I was happy it won because the other ones were just, I mean, the program was good too, but as long as it wasn't Remember the Titans and those corny movies, and I was excited about it.
Nice. Don't let me forget to ask you, or just bring it up yourself. I'd like to, since you have the most football playing experience, I'd love to know like your thought. Polk High, 4 touchdowns in one game.
Look
Like,
out.
just like when we get into the movie, kind of like, if you feel like it's a good representation. Now I know it's Texas, but just you have more insight than we do, but I'm sure we'll get into that as well. And so probably somewhat similar as far as timeline for me. I don't know, 7-10 years, something like that. But I always remember liking it. It is one of my top football movies, I'll say. So glad it won. Glad we watched it. Let's get into it. Does anyone want to start with their overall impressions?
Because
Because
I'll go last. I'm gonna go
All right.
last.
You want to win, put the cousin.
That's why
I
you
don't know
saved
if
me
the,
for
I
the
don't know.
end. I'm the closer.
You want to lose, you put the cousin. I think. I feel like a strong takes are coming on. I feel a take quake.
Take quick.
I can go first.
Yeah, go,
I'll go
please.
first. Fuck it. I think this is probably one of the most, sans, your movie drama, your corniness that I talked about. I think this is one of the most realistic football movies that is out there. It encapsulates the high school football experience. I think it's directed good. I think it's written well. I think everybody in this movie, I mean, please, Carter High School, those guys were like 45 years old, but whatever. But I think everybody in this movie, whether it's the bit players or the actual actors, all looked athletic. You get some of these movies where, what's that stupid Kurt Warner movie where the dude who played Kurt Warner couldn't even throw the football. You get those movies where you're like, what is the director or the casting, thinking? You'd want somebody like a Ricky Vaughn, like a Charlie Sheen, right? You want somebody like that who has some athletic ability and can act, that can bring some believability to a role. And I think everybody in this movie brought that. I thought Billy Bob Thornton. I'm not really a huge Billy Bob Thornton fan, but I love him in this movie. Uh, I think the acting was strong. I think the football scenes were some of the best in a sports movie, especially a football movie. I know it's hard to do. It looked believable. I really did enjoy everything about it. Obviously, New York football, high school football is not even close to what it is in Texas or Florida, or California and things like that. But it brings it to, an experience. That's what these people are. These people are obsessed with high school football, college football in these states. And you kind of get that throughout the entire movie. I don't know. I really, on my rewatch, I was like, I hope I really like this movie, because there's been movies where I watched previously where I was like, I don't really like this movie. Last week, Austin Powers, I was about to give it a 10. Like I said, it's still a great movie, but it's a little different from this time around. But this movie, I think I enjoyed it more this time than I did the last time I watched it. I really did enjoy this movie. I thought everybody did great. Obviously, like I said, some corny parts, but that's to be expected with Hollywood. But no, overall, it still holds up for me, and I still keep it on my Mount Rushmore, football movies. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, for me personally.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said. I really like that this movie isn't and I like these type of movies, like a Little Giants, love Little Giants, or some movie where it's like underdog makes good and beats the big bad team and like whatever. And those are enjoyable, don't get me wrong, for the most part, but I like that this felt like real, and they didn't do, and I didn't read the book, so I don't know how much it differs from that. But I liked that they showed this season and not the season that they won. I'm assuming that's what the book is mainly based on, not talking about the season they won, or like where they would maybe cut the season short and add in like maybe half of the movie would be about, I think it would be 89 that they won because this is 88. Not that it doesn't mean that they have to lose to make it believable. It's just that, there was, tough games, injuries, people's, I don't want to say livelihoods because they're not making money in high school, but like people's futures on the line. And, it wasn't all like everyone succeeds and everyone goes to a D1 school and now they're in the NFL and blah, blah. Like it just felt like a real, like, lunch pail football movie where it's just, working class people from West Texas just, like you said, obsessed with their high school football. We'll probably get into maybe some of that talk later. But yeah, I really like this film. I think I like it a little less now, but not much. I still really enjoyed it, so I'm glad we watched this.
For me, it's probably an unpopular take. I don't see the allure of college or high school sports. I think it's kind of weird to like be interested in what like college students and high school students are doing. It's like, and there's just so much pressure on these kids that are trying to uh I don't know, just play a game and go to school. But this movie to me started off like super slow and the characters were just like a little bland for my liking, and I felt like the beginning dragged on a little bit, but the second half of this movie really kicked it into gear for me. And I thought all the football stuff was amazing. I thought that it was some of the best acted football stuff you're ever going to see. I thought that Billy Bob Thornton, to echo Robbie's point, I thought that he was great in this movie. He was just like, I don't know. I just have this idea of Billy Bob Thornton being like so over the top in everything that he's in. And I'm sure that's for the roles that I've seen him in. It's just what it called for. So I kind of have this thought in my head of Billy Bob Thornton being like this over the top out there guy. And to see him play this role like pretty much straight and not go down the I'm an abusive coach route. Like he was tough on them, but he wasn't that guy. He wasn't like the overly evil coach. And on the other hand, like he has his soft moments, and he's not the rah rah coach. So I like him just being a normal person, and the way that they played um his relationship with his wife and his relationship with the town and his relationship with the players. I loved that aspect of this movie, even probably more than some of the football stuff. I thought that he was just the most interesting character, and I thought he did such a great job with it. Like I said, I thought the football stuff was super strong. So I paused this movie halfway through to make a smoothie, and I saw that there was another hour left, and I was like, it's gonna like drag on. But from the second I sat down again to start it back up till the end, I was like ready to run through a wall and like get out, like strap the pads on, get the helmets, find the cuz and push him through some bushes somewhere. Like the first bushes I found, I was gonna push him through. Um, I'll put it up there as probably one of the top football movies I've seen. I don't I don't know if I've seen a ton. And again, it's kind of like Ryan, like you were saying, the ones I've seen, it's like Little Giants, The Replacements, The Longest Yard. They're not like football movies. So I don't know if I'm like, I don't have enough to judge it off of, but I just thought it was really good. Like I haven't seen Any Given Sunday. I haven't seen The Program. I haven't seen Remember the Titans. But it would be hard for me to see a movie where they handled the football and the relationships of the players this well. My downside to this movie was, like I said, I feel like some of the the players were a little bland. This had one of the worst things you could ever have in a movie for me or in general, and it's a guy with no sideburns. People that shave their sideburns all the way up to the top. I hate that. I can't stand it. This movie was already starting at a 3 for me when I saw that the quarterback had those sideburns, but it definitely went up a couple points by the end of the movie.
Yeah, those non-burns are distracting. I'll say that right now. Yeah,
The worst. And I get it. I mean, it's a period piece in a way, so
yeah.
But still, ugh. 88
Disgusting.
acceptable? 2024 not acceptable.
I don't even know if it was acceptable in 88, but I don't remember.
I mean, I had a mullet, I think, in 88, so what the hell do I know?
I hope that comes back. So
No.
we could just all be angry all the time.
Oh my God.
All right, good. let's do some plum ratings, and then we'll get into, our segments. Does anyone want to start with their score?
I can start since I'm here.
Yeah, go.
I liked that this movie didn't. I thought it was setting up 100% for the win at the end, especially when they had the holding call on them. I was like, oh, they're gonna make it even worse by getting them a holding call, and now they're gonna win the game. So for it to end with the loss, I mean, I feel like we've grew up in a time with all those fairy tale endings that we just kind of expected, and it's like corny and played out at this point. So we're kind of like the cynical movie watchers, where we want to be left with something that doesn't feel like it's the Hollywood script of a movie. I didn't know, obviously, that they came back and won the championship the next year. So that was a nice little touch. The fact that it was based on a true story. Like I said, all the football stuff was great. It was just a little lacking in the first half for me. So I'm also recalibrating my scale a little bit because I feel like I've been going very high the last few weeks and with House of the Dragon and stuff. So I'm going to go 7.8 on this one. Solid overall movie, especially for a sports movie. And yeah, I'm just trying to depress my scale a little bit here because I feel like I've been throwing around high eights like crazy. So I'm going to go 7.8.
Call them the crazy 88s. Robbie?
Yeah, again, I'm glad. Like, I love movies that don't do the sappy endings, right? Like the behind the back Hail Mary, off the shoelace, off somebody's head, and then here we go, touchdown city. We win the game, we win the state championship. I don't like that stuff. I find it corny. It's not real life. I understand, it's a movie, but still, I do like when teams do lose because losing is part of sports, and it's tough and it's difficult then. But yeah, again, like just going back to Benny's point, like just real quick with Billy Bob Thornton, like I just enjoyed that, like that kind of coach that he was, right? Because you get that varsity blues type coach and all those stupid coaches that are just like, all right, this isn't real life, but whatever. Anyway, um, I think this is a great movie. I'm gonna give it an 8.7. That's how great I think this
Wow.
movie is. I think it's a phenomenal sports movie. I think I think it's a great drama as well. It deals with a lot of things, a lot of complicated relationships in this movie, and yeah. I think it's an absolutely fantastic movie, not just a sports movie. I think it's very well acted. Yeah, a little bit under 2 hours, could have been a little less, hour 40 would have been nice. But this is a movie I can go back to again and again. I really do enjoy it.
Yeah.
87, Dwight Clark, rest in peace.
The catch.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle, maybe a little closer to Robbie. I agree with you, Benny. I feel like my scale's all over the place lately. But I don't think we can like get this in a world view or a global view. Like it's kind of just be week to week. I can't envision, because we don't know what movies are coming up. If we had the next 100 weeks planned out, then we could figure out our scale. So whatever. I'm gonna go 8.4. I also really like this film. Again, great sports movie, great football movie. Really quick, I love when you were talking about the corny coaches. I always love in a football movie when it's like you got the inspirational like coach, and he's like he gets over, come here, and he writes out a play, and it's like the best play ever. He's like, all right, go do it, and it's like wins the game, touchdown. Like so stupid and corny.
Yeah.
Ah, man. But then it's
Well,
funny when they do it in The Waterboy, because Henry Winkler can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. And it's the Waterboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no annexation of Puerto Rico. Please forget
No,
about what a play.
the best. What a play that is.
That's so stupid. It's a good movie that I haven't seen it in a long time.
Rick Moranis and what's his name? Ed O'Neill.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one of the best pairings ever in cinematic history.
The greatest gum chewing of all time in a movie, Ed O'Neill, without a doubt. I always try to mimic that all the time.
All the time.
Between that movie and Married with Children, I friggin' hated Ed O'Neill as a kid because I was
Really?
like, when Married with Children was on, I was too young for it to like understand it. and I just thought it was this weird show about these like hicks or like, and I was like, nah, that's just the show stinks.
No Ben. All right, good. You guys want to do scenes or characters first?
Well, maybe I could talk quickly about the football aspect of it, like you want to talk about.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's definitely not like around here when I was playing. Definitely not like Texas, and I don't think it is still to this day. I think it's different, obviously, but as far as like the other different aspects of it, yeah, I mean the camaraderie is fantastic. I mean that's again to this day, I don't think there might be a couple of weeks where I don't think about it, but I'm always thinking about it, right? That doesn't go like a month doesn't go by where I don't think about football and how much I miss it. Um, it was fantastic. It's just that baseball, all those high school sports, you miss it because of how fun it is to be with your friends and do stupid things and, winning football games, going to battle with these guys, the after parties, the chicks, please forget about the chicks, look out. And then, but no, it does that. The football parties were the best. They were some of my favorite times of all time. I mean, what's that saying about my life? Probably, who knows? But it's just great. The movie figured it out and did basically everything like that. I mean, they focus a lot more on football and, maybe family relationships, but yeah, I didn't see anybody like, coming to school and telling, our coaches to, what's up with the defense and how to change things like that. It wasn't anything like that. But I mean,
Wild.
no, it's I guess that's why I love it so much because you do miss it. It's such a fun time in your life and playing football is great. And like Billy Bob Thornton says at the end on the halftime speech, like some of you will never play this game ever again. It's the truth. I can go play baseball whenever I want, right? I can go play basketball whenever I want. I can play flag football if I wanted to, or, but you can't go back. And I can't go back and put the pads on and experience that. And it's a different experience. And it's a great experience. And that's why I think that's why it's the greatest sport that we got. But again, I'm just being biased. But it's the best. It's the absolute best. And that's why I love it. That's why I'm excited for tomorrow and Friday and Sunday and then the next 20 something weeks later. And then we fire Kyle Shanahan. And then it is what it is. It's Heartbreak City. What can we do?
Yeah. I'll be done by week 5, 6, maybe even sooner. Who knows? We'll see.
Maybe week 1. Who knows?
Who knows? So what's great about this game?
Unpredictable.
Yeah. No, it's again, we don't have the experience like you have, but just also to echo what you were saying about like, up here versus Texas, like the fact that like local politicians and like business owners and leaders thought that they could walk into this guy's office and be like, talking about defensive schemes like they know better. I love that they showed that because that happens in these towns like crazy. And it's so like as a coach in one of these towns, the amount of bullshit that you have to probably deal with is unheard of because like you were saying, Benny, I kind of agree with you that it's ridiculous how crazy some of these towns and states and whatever get about high school sports. It's like they're just kids. But I think that also is because of how we as a geographic area like look at high school sports. Like, yeah, we're into it if we have kids on the team, if we're in school. And I'm sure that Rob, you could probably tell us better. Like, there's probably people in the town that have no kids in the school, but are just there because it's high school football and they're into it. But it's just not the same culture up here as it is down there. And I don't know if we'll ever like fully understand what that's like.
Well, the thing is too, we have professional teams that are within 45 minutes from us. Like we're not in the middle of Texas where, yeah, you got like the Cowboys and I guess back then the Oilers and stuff. But like if they're like hundreds of miles away and 6-hour car ride, and it's 1988, and you don't have like cable TV and all that kind of stuff. Like, if you were a sports fan and you wanted to go see live sports, I mean, I guess that's kind of all you got. And I'm sure the same with college sports too, and which is why I kind of don't understand it. But there that's got to be a factor as well.
Oh yeah, but it's still that way to this day. Even though I can watch any game I want on TV or whatever. But I think even the areas in those states that have professional teams or big college teams still are crazy about high school football.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, it's just ingrained in their culture. And it's not like that up here, and I don't know why. Robbie?
Yeah, I also feel like it's more southern. I mean, obviously you got your Michigans and your Ohio States, and they love sports, and obviously your Lions and your Browns, they've been there for a long time. But I feel like for southern, states, I feel like more like the Alabamas, like you don't really have, your Auburns and stuff like you don't have any professional sports teams, right? In like an Alabama. And I feel like teams maybe came a little bit later, like NFL teams, something like that, in some of these southern states. But like SEC football's king, and Friday night lights, obviously high school football's king. So yeah, but up here, I feel like it's different, but I feel like down there, it's just like they just breed absolute monsters and behemoths, where the quality of football is almost like college, like you're getting, you know, the pipeline, the talent that's coming out of these states is by far and away better than what we got on Long Island. You don't see, it's very rare where somebody from Long Island gets like a scholarship to play at a Big Ten or an SEC. Very, very rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the pipeline here is like lacrosse. Seriously, like some of these schools that they're churning out people that go to like your Dukes, your John Hopkins, and stuff like that. Like that's the only thing I could see around here. I don't know if it's changing, but I feel like that's truly the true pipeline is lacrosse on Long Island. I mean, I mean, some of these football players you see now are like twigs,
Yeah.
and they're still like you getting like it's different. Like even when I played, dudes are big, and even if you go to a game now, some of these kids aren't, a little bit tinier. But even to your point, Ron, what you said, like you do have like your dudes that maybe don't have a family or kids, but that did play football or part of that team that want to quote unquote relive those glory days and come down there. You know, you did have some people that came to high school parties that did graduate from high school. I vowed never to do that, no matter how lonely I was. I was like, I'm never doing that. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah. So that is true. I mean,
Billingsley,
no state rings
Party at
around here. Yeah.
Taylor's. Isn't that dude like 35?
Yeah, we didn't have that, but it's totally part of it.
Yeah. Oh. Um, segments?
Seconds.
Segments. Characters or scenes first?
Characters.
Let's go least favorite first.
Deal.
Least
Start us
favorite.
off.
I'll start us off. So least favorite character. Wait, I gotta look at this guy's name. Hold on. I mean, I guess he's my least favorite because he's a piece of shit. But I also do like this storyline and this dynamic, like this view into this family. But I gotta go Charles Billingsley, Don Billingsley's dad, like because he's a piece of shit and he treats his son like trash every time he gets drunk. I mean, even when he's sober, seemingly. But I did enjoy like watching this unfold, and I enjoyed, the end, when he gave him the ring and all that stuff. But yeah, I guess I'll go with him just because of how abusive he is, how emotionally abusive he is to his son. So
I thought you were going to say just based on the fact that he drank milk out of a jug.
well, I
Like a
mean,
real psycho.
that's psychotic shit. I haven't drank milk in so long. Gross.
Chocolate milk? Was
Right
it
out of
chocolate
the
milk?
jug. Ugh.
It looked chocolatey.
Yeah. I've had chocolate milk fairly recently, so never mind.
Straight out of the jug?
No, that's psychotic. Maybe if there was no one else in the house, sure. But even then, I don't know. It's get a glass. Be civilized.
Quick and easy. Quick and easy.
Rob, you want to go second or third?
I can go second.
All right.
I was gonna make a joke and be the girl who made the Rice Krispie football player, but she annoyed me.
You like it?
Do you like it? Do you like it? Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
You
I
are you gonna
love
blow me or not? Yeah. Can I see your titties or not? But I'll go my man Brad Leland as John Orby, one of the boosters. I guess the head booster. Just very annoying. Played it well. I think he's in Veep actually too, a show that I am watching at the moment. But yeah, that's just annoying. That's just annoying to me. I can understand how annoying it would be to a coach whose job is to, get their players ready, come up with a nice scheme, and then having to listen to this bozo come in there and tell you how to run a defense and who to play and what should happen. And then even as you're, at Walmart trying to pick up some things for the family, there he is. And, telling you better win state or, things might be a little different next year. Like take a hike. I'm just trying to, you know, go buy a pack of dogs and go home and grill them up on the grill. I don't need to see your mug with your buddy in the passenger seat. So yeah, that's annoying and I don't like it. And
You stupid perm. You right? What happened? No, your mic's not working.
yeah, how about now? Oh, that's all I have to say.
There
about
we
that.
go.
All right,
That's all I have to say about that.
You're back. All right. Technical
The
difficulties.
war in Vietnam.
I'm gonna go Lucas.
That's so right on, man.
I'm gonna go Lucas Black as Mike Winchell, aka Doug Flutie Jr. He was just like, I don't know, man. He was like a rock this whole movie. There was nothing I was getting out of him. And then please miss me with the freeze frame on his smile to end the movie. Like you had a great ending and you friggin' blew it. Yeah, he was like him and Don are just like two characters where I was like, give me something. Give me something. Like as much as I'm thinking, what is Tim McGraw doing in this movie? At least he was like a character. And like I was along for the ride with him. But Mike and Don were just so bland that it killed. That's why I feel like I felt like the first hour of the movie was just like, I want to be put out of my misery. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Mike as my least favorite character because, hey, grinder on the football field, absolute grinder. I mean, nobody wants to win more than Mike, but as a person, the worst.
A lot of grit, that kid.
Yeah.
I would agree, but he's got the personality of a wet noodle, though.
And that hair, yikes.
Oof.
Yikes.
But as they say, that's my quarterback.
I can't believe out of all the people they highlighted, he was the only one that like went to a D1 school. Or was Baylor not D1 at that time? I feel like
I think Baylor was,
but
I don't think they were any good. But still, it's D1.
Yeah.
Oh no, him and
Ivory.
Yeah, Ivory did too.
Preacher Man.
Yeah. Ani Menches?
Annie?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nani Mensch. I'm gonna agree with you. I didn't enjoy Don's character. I didn't enjoy the actor that played Don. I don't know. There was just something. I don't know. Give me some more emotion when your dad's kicking out the back of the window. It's like, Dad, what the heck? He's just blow. Like, I need more of that. The ring thing was I like throwing it out the window. I don't know. It felt forced. It didn't feel actorly. I need more emotion, and like I feel like Benny hit the nail on the head. Like those two guys weren't given enough emotion, and I felt the same way watching it with Don. I was like, give me some more juice. At least like Tim McGraw his character stunk, but he was very good in this as the character.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, Don was going to be my Ollie Mensch.
Oh, I disagree with you guys. I like Don in this movie.
I feel bad
Don
for Don,
Bones.
Well, yeah, of course.
but he's just I don't know, like
I don't know. I
they
think because he's abused, he is like mostly quiet or
timid.
compliant, but then has outbursts like with the car scene when he's kicking out, he's screaming at in his dad's face while after he's looking for the ring, or he fights his teammate, like stuff like that. Like I see what you guys are saying, but I thought he was. I mean, I like this character. I liked watching him. I thought he played it well, but
To me, I don't even think it's as much as the actors. I feel like they didn't do as much with those two characters as they could have, considering like they were. I don't think that there's really a main character of the movie. Like it's really spread out throughout
yeah,
the team and Billy Bob and all that kind of stuff. But they were featured heavily in the movie, and you like kind of felt like their two storylines were very important. And I know what you're saying about him, but I don't know. I just feel like they didn't give him enough to do in the movie.
yeah. Nah, I agree. I totally agree with you on what's his name, the quarterback, Winchell. But eh, I like Don. But I do have one Ani Mensch before we move on, and I feel bad doing this because she's ill. But I hated Winchell's mom. Every single time they'd
She
show her,
stunk.
especially it was the last game. They must have panned to her watching that game like 40 times. And every single time I was like, stop showing her. Show me the game. Show me the players on the sideline. Show me
Yeah.
anything. Stop showing this lady. I don't
Yes.
care.
Agreed. Very much agreed.
I mean, even Winchell's brother or sister, we don't know, refused to come home. So she stunk.
I know.
Your mom too.
Poor Mike.
Yeah.
The Forrest Gump of Odessa, Texas.
Always
Fa-
falls into Alabama.
he did. My fave character. I mean, if you listen to me this first half of the podcast, and I mean, can't blame you if you didn't. This is pretty obvious, but I'm gonna go Billy Bob Thornton as Coach Gary Gaines. Again, not necessarily Billy Bob Thornton fan. I probably couldn't tell you 3 movies he was in besides with Monsters Ball with Holly Berry
Oh
and
boy.
Bad
He yells
Santa.
this.
We know why you know that one.
Exactly.
Why? I just know that it won awards.
Monsters
Okay.
Ball?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
I don't
because
know.
you were tugging the old John.
Oh, why does Billy Bob get nude?
Yeah.
Nice.
And Halle Berry gets news. Yeah.
We'll watch
Very
it
in-
next week.
Yeah. Very intense sex scene.
Really?
Yeah. Super intense.
Yeah, no, that I knew that because like that was when he was like Angelina Jolie, right? And the tabloids are going nuts. I don't know.
Sounds
Yeah.
about right.
Yeah, so that's really all I know him from. And like I said, it just seemed like he played like these over the top, like con man type roles. So to kind of see him act like straight and like normal person, and like I said, I just felt like his character was very deep, and he had all these different sides to him, and he wasn't just one type of coach, and I thought he played that well. Like he was tough on them when he thought he needed to be tough. When the situation called for him to give the inspirational speech, he did. And I like the relationship between him and his wife. The scene where he comes up behind, they lose. I guess was it their first game of the season, and she's sitting out there on the stoop, and he goes up behind her and hugs her, and that's the whole scene. Like that was great. I thought he was just really good in this movie, and I was going into this expecting to not like him or his character, because I kind of thought maybe part of this movie was about him being like an abusive coach. So surprising, delighting, fantastic, Billy Bob.
Very demure.
Now, if you excuse me, I have to go catch up on Monsters Ball.
I will go with Derek Luke as James Booby Miles. Fantastic performance. I know I loved. I mean, the character, not the real Booby Miles, who I just found out is in jail, I believe, for whatchamacallit, uh
Assault.
assault. I think he's a sex offender or something like that. Um,
Really?
yeah, so sans the actual person. I'm going, Derek Luke as James Booby Miles. It's just a phenomenal performance. Uh, he's the charisma is off the charts. The athletic ability he brings in this movie is great. Um, you know, after he gets injured, the emotion that he brings in the movie, you know, it's just a great character that has played this movie, the development that he has. I mean, you just sometimes you hate his guts because he's a little too cocky. Sometimes you love him because he is so athletic and so charismatic. And then at the end, you just wind up feeling bad for him for everything he's gone through and how much he put, you know, on football, kind of being his saving grace and getting him out of Texas or Odessa at least and doing big things, which he thought he was destined to be. It's a fantastic performance by him. Even better watching it now. It's just great and my favorite performance then and my favorite performance now. So I got to give it to Derek Luke. Great performance.
Yeah, he was 100% my choice. I loved him in this movie. Um, and my backup was Billy Bob, obviously. I'll go with Don Billingsley. I'm gonna go with him because
What?
I did like his story. I liked his character. I was interested in him. I think maybe I might have well, I could save it for Ani Mentions. There's maybe like one or two other people that I might have taken, but yeah, he's my third favorite of characters. So yeah, I mean Donnie.
Oof.
Don't knock over any lamps in the future, pal.
I feel like that was a spite pick.
A spite pick? Nah. I mean, maybe a little. Why you want to
Alright.
turn this blazer for spite?
You can't return it for spite.
Yeah, return it for spite.
Ani Menches?
Yeah. I mean,
Rob?
go ahead, Robbie. If you
Oh,
got
go ahead.
one.
What are you gonna say?
I was just gonna say Preacher Man. Ivory Christian. Loved that he didn't really talk until the very end. Although I did find I don't know how his manner of speaking or his candor or however you would say it, not that inspirational. Like the words he was saying were good, but like the way he was saying it, I thought needed more emotion when he was doing that speech. Like he needed to project a little more or something, or raise his voice more. Maybe it was just the sound. I don't know. But yeah, I just love to people ask him questions and he's just like,
The
you
strong
want to go to
silent
this
type.
party?
My Ani Mensch is gonna be Tim McGraw. Like as much as again, I hated that character. The fact that it was Tim, it was Tim McGraw. And I didn't even realize that until after the movie. And I was like, all right, now knowing that he had no business being that good, especially when two of the main characters were stiffs. Uh, it made me gain me some respect for Tim McGraw, so he's my Ani Mensch.
Yeah, I'll go Lee. I was gonna be mine too. I did think Tim McGraw was very good in this movie. Give me Lee Young as Chris Comer. Uh the legend Chris Comer, rest in peace, Chris Comer as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I thought he was great. The opening, basically when you first get introduced to him, he kind of doesn't have his helmet and leads to poor Booby getting injured, but he comes in and he comes in a backup role and you know does what he has to do. And I thought he played the part well. Like I do love the evolution of these type of characters where they're kind of aloof and aren't important. And then as you see when Booby comes in to clean out his locker, he's got the gold chain on, he's got the Adidas out, t-shirt on. Now he's top of the pops. And shout out to him because he actually was a legit high school running back.
Chris Comer would have been a fantasy league winner. He would have been the guy that you picked
Oh,
up or stashed, and he would have won you the league just coming out of
forget
nowhere.
about it. Ryan would have got him because Ryan is up at like 4:30 in the morning. He would have picked him up, and then I wouldn't lose my mind.
I wanted to mention when I was watching, that is absolutely a young kid thing to do when Booby's breaking his balls about his white cleats and he's coloring them in with the Sharpie. That's
Yeah.
absolutely like a teenager thing to do to try to like fit in. I loved it. Fantastic. And it's good. I loved his girlfriend giving him shit. Like, can I just get a touchdown? And then he was the star.
Yeah.
Any other Ani mentions?
My last Ani mensch is Turk Pipkin as Skip Baldwin. Because I don't know who that is, and I just see him on the cast list, and that's two fantastic names for one person. So Turk Pipkin as Skip Baldwin.
Yeah,
oh man, I love Turk. Skip Flipkins.
He's got no pictures anywhere on IMDb.
He was probably the report, and he was probably the photographer that got run over with the bloody nose.
Yeah.
I'll go. What's his name? I'll go. Grover Colson as LV Miles. Even though I kind of hated his guts for being what's the word I'm looking for?
He was good. Oh, like Don King.
A pushover?
Pushover or compliant, whatever. Is that the word I'm looking for? Complacent in Booby's injury, but I understand.
He's an opportunist.
Yeah, he was looking to, leave Odessa, and he was kind of playing off of his nephew or whoever he was. But he played it well.
He knew, and he shouldn't have done it, but he did it anyway.
Well, because they say you want to win, you put Booby in.
That's right.
So I'll give it to him. Even though he was probably very one of the reasons why Booby's knee bone wasn't connected to his hip bone no more.
I'm gonna quick last Ani mention for me. Connie Britton as Coach Gaines' wife. I don't know, just liked her. She seemed like a good wife, knew the deal, knew the score. Hey, the whole town puts for sale signs on your lawn. You just roll with it, whatever.
That's what I like too about their relationship. Like, it wasn't like, Billy Bob, if we don't win this league, like, we're gonna have to.
They're gonna throw us out of town.
Yeah, we have to leave. They treat us like crap. Like, no, they were like, she had his back. He explained himself to her. She was all in. It was just a supportive relationship from the both of them. It wasn't like this dramatic, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Relationship.
Dramatic. Yeah, I did like how it was like them versus everyone, because the towns, every townsperson you met that wasn't a kid that wasn't a kid sucked. All the boosters sucked. All that whole dinner party of all those peoples, those were absolute trash humans. They were talking about the kids like they were like
cattle.
Subhuman. Like, get out of here. So
a little racist.
Yeah, little.
That's what I like too. I feel like anytime they had the option to like do the tropes of like a sports movie, they didn't do it. They didn't win. He wasn't, like I said, that one type of coach. The relationship between them didn't get contentious. It was very good, and I like the fact that it kept subverting those expectations that I had for it. Made me like feel stronger and stronger about the movie.
Yeah, they didn't have that one scene where the coach is up late watching film, taking notes, and the wife is like, "It's time for bed, motherfucker." They didn't have that scene.
You're gonna die if you keep. You're gonna have a heart attack if you keep caring this much about football.
Doctor said your blood pressure is way too high.
You should write a football movie.
We should. Don't you wait, Benny? Don't you have a podcast? We
I
could call
do.
this
So
Saturday.
what happened
Lights.
next? Saturday Night Lights.
Yeah.
After Friday night.
Come Saturday morning, it's us
It's
getting
gonna
bagels.
it's gonna be called Stand Up 69s in '89.
Oh, please. What a movie.
Ah,
Come to bed. Let's have a stand up 69 instead of watching this game film.
do
Stop breaking down Midland and come and break down these titties.
it.
Oh, stupid.
Oh, we're dumb. Any other honorable mentions?
Let's get into these scenes.
Scenes, favorite scenes. Does anyone want to go first?
Can I go least favorite scene first?
So you would go last here. I mean, I'm okay with it. Robbie, thoughts?
If you want to go least favorite scene, Benny, go ahead.
Yeah. So again, with the whole first hour being like a drag for me, I'm gonna go with the party scene just because it had like, I mean, I didn't need it. Like what happened? Like what happened? Winchell got laid by some girl that would never bang him in real life. Don't like that. The quick little cameo from Amber Heard. It was just 10 minutes of the movie I just didn't need. Get rid of it.
Sounds like someone's never been to a party.
Never.
Tell me
Not
about it.
once.
Tell me about it. Jesus.
Not once.
This looks like somebody's going back to
I didn't need it in the movie. I didn't need it in the
it's
movie. Come
football.
on.
It's football parties. That's
Oh,
what they do.
stop
You
it.
know the girl's not
Give
gonna
me
bang Mike.
something. Someone gets drunk and he hurts his knee and he can't play in the game the next day. Like
All right,
that.
go watch
that would've-
Varsity Blues then. Go watch Varsity Blues then.
where the fat guy falls out of the truck.
Yeah, you thought he died in the movie because he fell out of the truck and hit his head.
Yeah. The dog bit him.
Listen, that's football. That's football parties. Listen, let's not have another. What's that movie? Dazed and Confused again, where you get the trauma comes back. Let's just calm it down.
All right. All right. I'm calm.
Benny hates parties.
I love parties. I'm a party guy.
Party guy. Robbie, you want to go next, or you want me to go?
Yeah, my least favorite scene is let's say this is two that I want to pick, but I think actually no, this is worse. Charles beating up Don at practice in front of everybody, and then everybody stays there and just is like, yeah, all right, he just kicked the shit out of his son at
Brutal.
practice. Billy Bob, maybe the least favorite thing that the coach did in the movie was just letting that happen. Everybody
Agreed.
just watching. Yeah, that's crazy because nobody ever came to our football practices, and let alone practicing in a big ass stadium like that. We just practice out basically at the high school on some shitty ass, field that was turned from a baseball field into a football field during this different season. So, yeah, the inter-family beatdown in front of an entire stadium is my least favorite scene because nobody did anything, and that causes multiple years of trauma for somebody that they'll never live down. So shout out, parents.
Good call.
Ah, great choice. Because yeah, that was fucked up.
Other people pick parties. I pick real life situations. But hey, listen,
You didn't need it. You didn't need it. Especially if you had the perfect opportunity to develop the two characters that had the worst characters in the whole movie, and you just have them standing up against the wall, and one guy getting cock blocked by his country singing dad. Come on.
hey, they both bought the chicks. One almost got laid. One did get laid.
Maybe
Talk
that's
about charismatic. Talk about charismatic guys. Huh?
Maybe I'm just jealous because I wasn't getting boned in high school.
Maybe you're just watching Bone Alone every Christmas.
I was watching Monsters Ball apparently.
You're missing out.
That was a Kazaa LimeWire special. Whatever
Was
you
it?
used. Yeah.
I went hardcore.
Least favorite scene is one or two, but I think I'll go with it. Got mentioned already. The fact that they end on that corny ass smile of Mike's is so lame. Like they could have, I would have preferred if they ended on a scene of the oil drill just going up and down. Like this is West Texas, and like some text. Like so and so did something, whatever.
Hey kids, catch this slow motion pass.
That was so stupid. That almost, you know what? Give me 6.7. Out of my score.
Change my score.
Two full points.
Yeah. No, that was pretty corny.
That's a good call.
I'm trying to think like what movies like were corny like that. Like something
Rudy.
ended on a thumbs up or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
There's
Rudy,
definitely
yeah.
a number of movies that ended like, yeah, with just like a close up of one of the main characters. Like,
I would have
Yeah.
rather them win the game and the championship and not have the smile at the end than them having the smile at the end.
Yeah, you can't end it like Major League.
They loved their cut back and forths in this movie. Like they had the speeches, the dueling speeches going back and forth. They had him pulling the names off the wall and going back and forth to the kids. That was a big trope for this movie.
yeah, big cinematic device they were doing there.
Nice. Fantastic term.
Yeah. All right. Any honorable mentions for least favorite?
I actually have nothing.
Yeah, Charles staring at his son while he was trying to have sex
Yeah.
and saying, "Damn girl, you grown." Yeah,
I mean,
that's a little creepy.
they're definitely insinuating that he's like that
Known her.
because the girl that's with him knows the girl that's with Don. I think that's what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's Don's real mom, right?
No, I don't think so.
Damn girl, you grown.
Grown.
Saying girl.
But
Little
isn't
titties,
that
Deb.
something you would say to someone you've known for a long time?
Yeah, like you knew
Seems
them
like
as
he
a
didn't know
child.
who she was. Is this Melissa?
Is Misty
Maria.
or Twisty? Damn girl, you done grown up.
Ugh. Gross.
God damn girl, you done grown up. Trying to
I
become an
do like
actor.
the scene of them when he's actually sober. I think it's the only scene he's sober in the whole movie, maybe the end. But when Don's just sitting there with a dipper in his lip, and he's being a dick behind him drinking milk. Guess I'll fix that car, and that's supposed to be like Dad of the
Thank you,
Year shit.
Dad.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Love you, Dad.
Anyway, any other any mentions? Benny, you said you didn't have any.
No, like I said, I thought it was, besides the early stuff just dragging on, I thought everything was pretty good.
Do you know the real Booby Miles was in the movie?
Yeah,
You said, you mentioned that, yeah.
Did I?
no.
You mentioned it in person.
Okay. I don't know if I was sober, but thank you. Shout out Roy
Now
Williams
he's
as
in
well.
jail because I guess he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Dallas Cowboy Roy Williams was in the movie.
Oh yeah,
The wide receiver, University of Texas. Permian graduate, Roy
Yeah.
Williams. So
I tried to like look it up sort of, but I guess I didn't get that far. But I was always confused by the mojo thing. Like, so you're the Panthers, but what's the deal with mojo?
did they say it?
What was the name of the school? It was just
Odessa Permian.
I think, yeah, or Permian Odessa Permian, one of the two. Yeah.
yeah, so that
Odessa
doesn't really make
Permian.
sense.
Yeah.
So to say maybe it's like a shortened version of the school name, but
I read something that it was like from the crowd was saying something and they heard it as mojo, but I don't know if that's accurate. Would have liked an explanation, is all I'm saying.
Mojo.
Mojo.
Mojo Rowley.
Mojo Jojo. All right, favorite scenes. I get to go first. All right. So I'm gonna pick maybe not a controversial scene, but maybe a scene that might not be people's favorite because it's heartbreaking, I guess. But I love the Booby Miles like breakdown scene. Did I
That was
steal it
mine.
from you?
You stole
Did I steal
mine.
it from both of you? Oh shit.
Yeah.
I love that scene so much. It
Phenomenal.
makes me love this movie so much. Like the he he's in the locker room breaking down. He's still, cool Booby Miles, but you can tell he's upset. I mean, his entire identity crashes down because of his injury. And the fact that he gets in that car and just absolutely loses it. What am I supposed to do now? I'm getting chills just even thinking about it. Like it was such a good scene, so
felt real.
extremely well acted. It felt so real because I feel like not that we've all been there, but when you're a kid, when you're that age, and he was whatever, 30 playing this kid, but like when you're that age, everything feels so big. And besides the fact that this really was so big, this guy is probably going to go to any school he wants, probably going to get a ton of money even before he gets to NFL. And it's just gone. He's got nothing now. So he has to start from scratch. And that's heartbreaking. Terrible.
Yeah.
But it was such a good scene. I love it so much. It's one of my maybe one of my favorite scenes just in all of movies. I love this scene so much.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it was so good that the three of us were all going to pick it.
Yeah, I'm
So
sorry I stole it from you guys, but
no, it's okay. It happens.
it's
It
so good.
happens.
It happens. Life happens. You got to adjust on the fly.
Just sleep with one eye open tonight.
Yeah.
I always do.
Just be careful
Lot
next
of-
time I see you.
A lot of people would appreciate me getting rubbed out here.
Just watch your Achilles next time I see you.
Please not. Honestly, anything else. Break my thumbs or something.
I watch your penis next time I see it. I'm
I
biting
always
it off.
do. When you're around, I'm always watching.
I'm gonna monsters ball your penis when I see it. Do I go after that one?
Yes.
That stinks because that was my favorite scene of the entire movie. A fantastic scene.
We can all pick it. It's our show. We'll do whatever we want.
That's true. Let me see. Let's go with the opening game with the Public Enemy soundtrack. Back to it with Booby just going off. I love that. I love when you got a fantastically shot football scene. It's opening night. So much promise, so much potential. Sky's the limit, and Booby healthy, just cut and dice and slice, and he's just all over the field. It's all Booby all the time. Just a fantastic shot scene. Music encapsulates everything. It's just the soundtrack in this. I didn't even talk about it. Sorry, this soundtrack in this movie is fantastic. The actual music and then like the score is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, Booby's breakdown far and away, the best scene of this entire movie. But as far as like a personal favorite, it's the opening scene with the Public Enemy and Booby running wild. Booby.
Yeah. I meant one of the first things I wanted to mention in this whole show was the music, and I forgot. And then as you were talking, I was like, God, fuck the music. And you said it. So yeah, Explosions in the Sky, love it. And then Public Enemy, a couple other songs, Refused, love Refused. That's maybe the only time I've heard a band like that in a movie like that. So
is that the song that they use in The Bear anytime things start getting crazy?
Yes. Yeah. Shape of Punk to Come, great album if anyone's interested.
Yeah, they don't use the lyrics in The Bear. They just use that initial build up.
Yeah.
Yep. My favorite scene, I'm gonna go with the championship game. I thought they nailed it. I mean, I can't imagine. There's always something in these sports movies where it doesn't feel real. And I thought that they like I mean, they nailed it. For lack of a better word, I'm going to keep using that. Like it felt like the most important game possible. There was nothing really corny about the things that they were doing. Like all the plays looked real. You know, sometimes in these like big stadium games, it can seem like it's not. You know, you could tell that they're not really there, whether it's green screen or just they don't get the feel right. But I never had that feeling throughout the whole game. I loved how, you know, they were these huge dudes and they literally just beat the piss out of them for 3 quarters. And even though they made that comeback, they couldn't punch through in the end. So, you know, plus you got, you know, the halftime speech, which was great. Probably one of the best speeches in a movie. I know a lot of people, I guess, talk about the one from Miracle. That's like a famous one. But
Yeah, but that's hockey.
doesn't,
Nobody cares.
yeah, exactly. Nobody cares.
Give a shit.
No, I just thought from beginning to end they handled the championship game really well.
By the way, the dude that first bust out of the Carter banner was 77 years old.
Yes.
The
Was he?
actor. Yeah, he looked like he was about 50. How he was a monster.
Yeah. Monster. And old.
Yeah.
Ani Manches.
Favorite scene?
Yes.
Mike throwing the football at the end and giving a thumbs up and a smile.
I haven't smiled this whole movie.
Hey,
Oh my God.
Rowan Gardner, catch.
What a touching ending.
Like, just end it on like where they what happened to them. Why you gotta have this cheesy ass scene?
Yeah.
Peter Berg needed to add it.
Yeah. He's annoying.
Alec Berg.
Alec Berg.
Mr. Berg.
I think even though it's another sad scene, but I think it's because he's finally coming to the realization that he's actually is hurt, but doesn't want to admit it, is when he finds out that Booby finds out that he does have a significant ACL injury, and he just kind of loses it within the doctor's office because he's coming to the realization. But I do love that he thinks that because the doctor's from Midland, that it's a conspiracy and he's just doing it because he wants him out of the game. And then I forgot to fucking mention in my least favorite scene, this same scene when they're all just like in the coat after they're in Billy Bob Thornton's, office, and
Oh,
he's like, no tear. He's like, no tears. All right, no tear. Get out there. Meanwhile, where's the doctors? Where is everybody? Booby's knee is just hanging by dental floss. It's just unrealistic and annoying me, but
and the
I don't know if
fact
that happened
that
in real life.
he's the star player in a town and he's D1. You telling me that they were just like, yeah, let his uncle take him to a clinic. Like, I mean, listen, health insurance is what it is, whatever. But you tell me that no one else would maybe pick up that bill or get a doctor to come in or whatever. Like, get out of here. That's
No,
unbelievable.
they're doing whatever it takes to get him either healthy or checked out to come back. And if that means that Fonte's got an ACL tear, yeah. And granted, obviously ACL tears in 88 are a lot different than they are now. Back then it was like a death sentence, but
Yeah.
So
Crazy. All because Waterbug forgot his helmet.
also, again with that, nobody in their right mind is putting Booby Miles or any significantly amazing player back in 42-7 with a couple minutes left in the game. Absolutely. That's why I want to read the book to see if they really happened, because they should have fired Billy Bob on the spot, because that's blasphemy. Nobody's doing that. I don't care if you got to put the backup tight end in,
Yeah.
or just
Where's
kneel the ball.
Billingsley?
And no one's gonna give him his helmet. Like, just give him the helmet. Like, come on.
Yeah.
They would have given him his helmet.
Yeah. But yeah, where's Billingsley in this? He's a running back also, or he's like maybe a fullback or whatever his deal is.
He's a fullback.
Yeah. Just
Like,
kneel it.
Or yeah, just it's 42-7. Just fucking whatever. Who cares? Throw the
Throw a
ball.
screen.
Yeah. Yeah. Ridiculous.
You know what? 5.7. 3 points. Knock it down.
Knock it down. Ridiculous.
Smart man.
Stupid.
Any Ani mentions? Other Ani mentions?
I'll leave it at that. I'm comfortable leaving it at that.
Yeah. Agree. All right. Is there anything that you can think of to make this film better?
Yeah, for me, it's just
Cut the party out.
you cut the whole party out. Never want to see a party again in a movie. So stupid.
I hate
So
parties.
so dumb. No, either give the two characters we spoke about earlier, Don and Mike, a little bit more to do and develop their character a little bit more, or just shorten the beginning of the movie and just get me into the football. Because that once they started playing a lot of football, the movie took off.
Fair. I disagree, but fair.
How dare you?
Robbie, you got anything?
Yeah. Don't somebody grab Booby's helmet and lock it away. 42-7. Simple as that. And maybe 15 minutes less in the movie. But that's just nitpicking because I did enjoy it, and it did run smooth for me. Maybe, and actually, you know what? Extended by another 20 minutes and just more party scenes. If you could do that for me.
Please.
Tits out, chicks, cigarettes,
Funneling, cigs.
somebody pushing somebody into a bush and he can't get out. Things like that. More people getting thrown into lockers, wedgies, bushes. I mean, please.
It's dude stuff.
Broomsticks up the butt, dude stuff.
I don't really have anything. I would say maybe recasting. While I do like him, and I think I disagree. Like I agree and I disagree with you guys. I definitely disagree with about Billingsley. I think Winchell. I think I like his character, even though he's so wooden. I think that's what he's supposed to be because of just his troubles at home. He doesn't know how to express himself, whatever. He's still a kid. But I think a recast would have helped a bit. I'm not sure with whom, but someone else.
I got some ideas.
Do you?
Yeah.
There's my casting couch. I got some ideas. So
speaking of that, shall we spin the wheel?
Spin it.
Spin it. I'll investigate anyone I want, you cocksucker.
Let's work overtime.
Let's work overtime. Let's cast Matt Damon in a role that exists or that we make up because we don't know why. We just love casting Matt Damon in every movie.
We're so far along with this joke, we don't even, we're too afraid to ask why we do it anymore at this point.
I think right now, so it was funny, it's unfunny, but I think we're swinging into funny again, very soon, maybe this week.
Okay, let's just try.
I also think Matt Damon does live in Brooklyn. I think maybe splits his time at least. So again, wherever in Brooklyn we see Matt Damon, I'm like, hey Matt, real quick, quickly, we have a podcast and a segment is casting you, and then I'm in, and then I'm in the 6th precinct in Brooklyn because he calls the cops.
Who wants to go first? I like going first because I always have the worst ones.
Go ahead.
If somebody else wants to go first.
Go ahead. Take him. Go ahead and do it, please.
So you got Mike, right? You got Mike in this movie. End of the movie where Mike gives the smile and he throws the football. Give me Matt Damon because it's 1988. Give me a very young Matt Damon, catches the football, freeze frame on him at the end and say, Matt Damon became Troy Aikman. And that's how the movie ends. And we get maybe Friday Night Lights 2 where we see the story of Matt Damon as Troy Aikman, and we get his story.
Quickly, I don't want to fantastic love it, but Troy Aikman was in college in '88. Just so I'll let
That
you
doesn't
know.
matter. We're taking it to Hollywood. Liberties. Liberties upon liberties. Troy Aikman probably was in the NFL in 1988.
He was at, I think it was at UCLA in '88, and they got drafted by the Cowboys '89. So
All right. So Matt Damon is Dak Prescott.
love it, love it.
Oh, Robbie always goes last because he always has the best one. So give me Matt Damon. Give me a fat, middle-aged, greasy Matt Damon
Love it.
as the booster, as the main booster. I would love to see Matt Damon give me him in a Camaro, just like what's his name? In a plaid, like just terrible suit. Probably owns a car dealership, kind of fat, big ass hair, ripping cigs, bitch wife.
The
Just
dream, the absolute dream.
the absolute dream for a man in 1988, and he's just dripping with knowledge of I know more than anybody. Here's the defense you should play. He's drawing it up on chalkboards like he did in Good Will Hunting. Give me Matt Damon as just the greasy ass booster. Gotta be fat though. Gotta be.
Gotta be.
Has to. Just big belly with that suit. Probably wearing a vest to try and hide it, but we all know it's there.
We know.
And just steaks for breakfast,
Oh,
steak for lunch, steak
nonstop
for dinner.
steaks. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just sweating blood from all the steak.
that's it. Just meat sweats all day long.
Meat sweats all day.
Yeah, give me a young, ripped, lean, clean, up, wheeling and dealing machine. This isn't, anything crazy. Give me Matt Damon. Cast Matt Damon as Mike Winsell. I mean, forget about it. I need my quarterbacks to have charisma. I need my quarterbacks to be cool. I need my quarterbacks to be sex machines. I need them to just have orgies. I need everything, and that's what Matt Damon would bring to this. He did. I think he did play a football player in a movie. I believe, what was it? School Ties, something different, something,
Yeah. Something like that.
something
Yeah.
like that. So he has the ability to do that. He's athletic. I mean, please give me Matt Damon as Mike Winslow as the quarterback. I mean, this movie would go to a 56 out of 10. I just need charisma out of my quarterback, the leader of the clubhouse, the leader in the huddle, everything. I'm not, disparaging, Lucas Black and Mike Winslow's toughness. Matt Damon already brings the toughness. Have you seen him in every single movie? Forget about it. I just need the charisma. I know Matt's going to bring it. I know he's going to make me, make my audience believe in the quarterback that he is. So yeah, nothing crazy, nothing funny, just serious tone this week because I need a serious quarterback with charisma, and that's what Matt Damon would bring as my quarterback. Odessa Permian. Imagine him and Booby in the backfield. Forget about it. Stand up 69s at halftime. Stand up 69s on the sideline. Stand up 69s everywhere.
Talk about mojo. My goodness.
Goodness gracious.
Good choice. Is there anything you guys want to say about this movie or high school football?
I don't know if I'm putting this in my Mount Rushmore sports movies because I probably would lean very heavily baseball on sports movies, but I would consider it. I haven't given it any thought, but it would be a contender.
Every time I see a movie like this, or just think in general about it, when the entire town is closed for football, all I can think of is, man, I wish I was a thief in that town. I would go hog wild because there's nobody around. And in the 80s, no cameras, there's nothing.
Can't catch you.
You could go bananas and no one would know
No
until
Patriot.
after the game's over. I hope someone did that. I mean, I don't want people to get robbed, but like, that's
do.
no, it's just like, it's a genius move.
Big brain move.
Big brain.
Galaxy brain.
Galaxy brain.
All right, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. All right. Thanks for making it this long. Enjoy opening week of the NFL season. Again,
Oh, Niners.
yeah, I mean,
Go Chargers.
Go.
Yeah, I don't know. Give us some suggestions, get in our email, comments, DM us on Instagram, whatever. We love the support. Robbie, tell them good night.
Good night, high school parties.
Benny hates
I never. Yeah, I hate you a lot.
Down
I hate your guts.
lungs.
I don't even know you and I hate your guts.
When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in. My wife says, "No, Gabriel, leave." I said, "No, let the boy watch. Let the boy watch. He needs to learn the way I learned from my father, the way he learned."